Have you ever found yourself looking in the mirror and wondering, how much time do I really have left? Not in a gloomy or fearful way, but more out of curiosity. Maybe it's something that crosses your mind after a quiet morning with your coffee, or when you're out on a walk and feel the breeze hit your face just right. It's a question we all ask at some point, especially once we've crossed the milestone of 70. We think about the future, yes, but more importantly, we start to value the present in a way we never quite did before. And here's the truth. Your body is constantly sending signals, quiet whispers that reveal how well you're aging, not just on the outside, but deep down where it matters most. What if I told you that there are 7 subtle but powerful signs that researchers and scientists have found to be linked directly to how long you're likely to live? Clues that can tell you more about your longevity than any birthday candle ever could? In this video, we're going to explore those 7 signs, what they are, how they show up in your everyday life, and why they matter. And no, this isn't about fortune-telling or vague generalizations. These are backed by science, real research, and the best part, every one of these signs can be influenced by what you do starting today. So, if you're over 70 or even approaching it, and you want to better understand your body's messages while taking steps to stay sharp, strong, and full of life, then you're in exactly the right place. Let's get started with the first sign, and it's one you might never expect: your walking speed. That's right. How fast you walk can actually predict how long you'll live. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But multiple studies, including one from the Journal of the American Medical Association, have shown that older adults who walk faster tend to live longer. Why? Because walking speed is a reflection of many things happening in your body all at once. Your heart health, lung capacity, muscle strength, balance, and even brain function. Think about it. When you're walking down the sidewalk or through the grocery store, your brain is coordinating your steps, your muscles are firing, your lungs are supplying oxygen, and your heart is keeping up with it all. If there's a slowdown, it's often because one or more of those systems isn't running as smoothly as it used to. Focus on posture. Head up, shoulders back, arms swinging naturally. Try to walk just a little faster than you normally would. Over time, this helps strengthen the very systems that influence your longevity. And as a bonus, you might even notice your mood lifting. There's something about walking with purpose that changes how you feel inside. Now, let's talk about another surprising sign: grip strength. Yes, how firmly you can squeeze something with your hand. It might sound silly, but scientists have been using grip strength as a reliable predictor of overall health and lifespan for years. A weaker grip isn't just about your hands, it's often a sign of declining muscle mass and overall physical function. Imagine you're opening a jar of pickles or carrying a grocery bag. If it feels harder than it used to, that could be your body quietly saying, "Hey, we're not as strong as we once were." But don't worry, this doesn't mean you're on a downward path. It just means it's time to do something about it all. Building grip strength can be as easy as squeezing a stress ball using light hand weights or doing simple resistance exercises. Even wringing out a wet washcloth or gardening with your bare hands can help. The key is consistency. By using your hands and forearms more often, you're sending a message to your body. We're not done yet, we're just getting started. And there's something deeply empowering about feeling strong again. You start to feel more in control, more independent. It's not just physical, it changes how you show up in your everyday life. So we've touched on walking speed and grip, strength, both physical signs. But now, let's shift gears a little. Because the third sign isn't something you can measure with a stopwatch or a squeeze. It lives in your relationships, your laughter, your phone calls, and afternoon coffees. I'm talking about your social connections. There's a growing body of research that shows strong social ties are as important to longevity as not smoking or eating a healthy diet. In fact, being socially isolated can be just as harmful to your health as high blood pressure or obesity. Why? Because human beings are wired for connection. We're not meant to go through life alone. When you talk to a friend, share a story, or even just sit beside someone you care about, your brain releases chemicals like oxytocin and serotonin. These make you feel good, yes, but they also reduce stress, improve immune function, and keep your heart healthier. It's like medicine, but without the prescription. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I don't have as many friends as I used to. Or, I'm not as social as I was when I was younger. That's completely okay. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. A few meaningful relationships are worth far more than a dozen surface-level ones. Reach out to an old friend. Join a walking group or a book club. Even volunteering once a week can provide a sense of purpose and community that does wonders for your health. And don't underestimate the power of a simple conversation. Sometimes that's all it takes to brighten someone's day. And yours. Social health is just as real as physical health, and it has a ripple effect. When you feel connected, you tend to sleep better, eat better, move more, and stress less. All of these are ingredients for a longer, more vibrant life. So far, we've looked at how fast you move, how strong your grip is, and how connected you are to others. And already you can probably see a pattern forming. These signs aren't about perfection, they're about paying attention, listening to your body, responding with small, intentional changes. And isn't that a beautiful thought? That it's not too late, that there's still so much life ahead waiting to be lived, that the choices you make today, right now, can actually shape the years to come. You don't have to run marathons, lift heavy weights, or become the life of every party. You just need to move a little more, hold on a little tighter, and reach out a little further. Every small action adds up. And when they do, they create momentum. They build a future that's not only longer, but fuller. Let's keep going, because the next sign is one that often goes unnoticed until it starts to change. It's something we all experience every day, but we rarely think of it as a measure of our health. I'm talking about sleep, or more specifically, your sleep patterns. As we get older, it's normal for our sleep to shift. Maybe you go to bed earlier or wake up a few times during the night. But chronic poor sleep, especially if you're getting fewer than 6 hours regularly, can take a toll on your body in ways that aren't immediately obvious. Studies have shown that poor sleep is linked to inflammation, a weakened immune system, and even cognitive decline. Now here's the twist. Sleep isn't just about the hours you spend in bed. It's about the quality of that sleep. Are you waking up feeling refreshed, or do you still feel tired? Do you toss and turn or drift into deep, uninterrupted rest? One of the clearest signs of healthy aging is being able to fall asleep easily. Stay asleep through the night and wake up feeling reasonably good, not like you've run a marathon in your dreams. If your sleep feels off, your body may be signaling that it needs attention. But again, there's good news. You have more control over your sleep than you might think. Creating a calming bedtime routine, reading a book, listening to soft music, turning off bright screens an hour before bed can help reset your internal clock. So can going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. And don't forget the power of sunlight. Just 15 minutes of morning light can do wonders for your sleep-wake cycle. Sleep is your body's repair mode. It's when cells regenerate, your brain consolidates memories, and your immune system strengthens. So don't think of sleep as downtime. It's actually one of the most powerful tools for extending your life and improving the quality of your days. Now, let's move to something a little more subtle, but incredibly important, your sense of purpose. This one surprises a lot of people. What does purpose have to do with how long you live? Turns out, quite a bit. Researchers have found that people over 70 who feel like their lives still have meaning, who wake up with something to do, someone to care for, or something to look forward to, live longer, healthier lives than those who feel aimless or isolated. Purpose acts like a compass. It gives you direction, motivation, and resilience, and it doesn't have to be something grand or world-changing. Purpose can be found in the small things. Maybe you take care of a garden, maybe you call your grandchildren every Sunday, maybe you write letters to friends, mentor someone younger, or volunteer at the local library. These aren't just tasks. They're expressions of who you are. They give your life shape and your days meaning. When you feel useful, you feel alive. You're more likely to stay active, take care of your health, and seek out connection. You're also less likely to feel depressed or anxious, both of which can chip away at your health over time. So if you've been feeling a little lost, that's okay. It happens to all of us. But try asking yourself this question: what is one small thing I can do this week that will make someone else's day better? Often, the answer leads you straight to your sense of purpose. And with purpose comes vitality. We're now more than halfway through our list of signs, and if you've been nodding along, reflecting on your own life, that's wonderful. That kind of self-awareness is already a sign of good health. So let's keep going, because the sixth sign is a bit more physical again, but it's also tied closely to your brain. It's your balance. That's right. How steady you are on your feet can actually say a lot about your overall health. Researchers have found that older adults who have good balance and coordination tend to live longer and are less likely to suffer serious injuries like hip fractures, which can be life-altering at this stage of life. But balance is more than just staying upright. It's about how well your brain, muscles, and inner ear are working together. When your balance is strong, it usually means that your nervous system is sharp, your muscles are responsive, and your joints are flexible. And all of those are key to healthy aging. Now, here's a simple test. Can you stand on one foot for 10 seconds without holding on to anything? If you can, great. That's a positive sign. If not, don't worry, you can improve. Balance is a skill, and like any skill, it can be strengthened with practice. Try this. Next time you brush your teeth, stand on one leg for a few seconds. Then, switch. Hold on to the counter if you need to at first, and gradually let go. You can also try gentle yoga, tai chi, or even simple heel-to-toe walking in a straight line. The key is to challenge your balance safely, regularly, and mindfully. Improving your balance isn't just about preventing falls, it's about confidence. When you trust your body to move smoothly and securely, you move through life with more freedom and joy. That's the kind of independence that truly adds years to your life and life to your years. And now we've arrived at the seventh and final sign. And honestly, it might be the most powerful one of all. It's your mindset. Yes, your attitude toward aging, toward life, toward yourself can shape not just how long you live, but how well you live. People who see aging as a process of growth and discovery rather than decline and loss tend to live significantly longer. They also tend to stay mentally sharper, physically healthier, and emotionally stronger. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing how you respond to what life gives you. Do you face challenges with curiosity or dread? Do you embrace the changes in your body with compassion or criticism? A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means believing that you still matter, that you still have something to offer, that the years ahead can be rich, meaningful, and full of surprises. And let me tell you something, you do matter. More than you know. The wisdom you've gained, the resilience you've built, the love you've given and received, it all adds up to a life that's not just long, but deeply lived. So smile a little more, laugh when you can, forgive yourself for the things you can't change, and keep looking forward, because the road ahead still has room for joy, discovery, and connection. You've now discovered 7 remarkable signs that can reveal a lot about how long and how well you might live after 70. But let's take a moment here, because knowing these signs isn't just about recognizing them. It's about asking yourself, what do I want the rest of my life to look like? And what small choices can I start making today to support that vision? You see, aging doesn't arrive with a set of rules or deadlines. It's not something that happens to you. It's something you participate in. Every step, every bite, every conversation, every moment of rest or movement, it's all shaping the years ahead of you. And here's the part that's often overlooked. Longevity isn't a solo journey. It thrives in connection. The people you spend time with, the conversations you have, even the way you greet your neighbors, these all send messages to your brain and body. Messages like, you're safe, you belong, you're still part of something. There's a reason why studies on long-lived people, from Okinawa to Sardinia, always point to strong community ties. It's not just about healthy food and walking up hills. It's about being seen, being heard, having a reason to show up every day, even if it's just to sit on a bench and talk about the weather. And if you're thinking, but I don't have that kind of community around me, I want to tell you, it's never too late to build one. You'd be amazed at how a smile, a shared story, or even a kind word can open the door to connection. Join a group, take a class, call that old friend you haven't spoken to in years, or simply strike up a conversation next time you're in line at the grocery store. These little acts build something powerful over time. But let's not forget, connection isn't only about others. It's also about how you connect with yourself. Are you treating yourself with kindness? Do you speak to yourself with encouragement or criticism? Because the words you say inside your own head matter more than you know. Self-compassion isn't fluff, it's fuel. When you stop beating yourself up for what you didn't do and instead cheer yourself on for what you are doing, something shifts. You start walking taller. You feel more energy. You're more likely to keep going, even when the path gets rough. So if today you decide to stretch your legs instead of sitting all day, celebrate that. If you skip the cookie and choose a bowl of fruit, celebrate that. If you take a deep breath before reacting, smile at a stranger, write in your journal, take your medications on time, those are wins. They might feel small, but they are bricks in the foundation of a longer, better life. And while we're on the topic of building foundations, let's talk about curiosity. Yes, curiosity, that childlike desire to learn, explore, and understand. It's not just for the young. In fact, staying curious as you age has been linked to better cognitive health, improved emotional well-being, and even greater longevity. Maybe you've always wanted to paint, or learn how to play the piano, or understand how your smartphone really works. Maybe you've been curious about meditation, or gardening, or history, or bird watching. Whatever it is, don't let the number on your birthday cake convince you it's too late. Curiosity stretches the brain. It keeps the neurons firing. It makes you feel alive, engaged, and open. And the beautiful thing is, curiosity doesn't care how good you are at something. It just asks you to show up with interest, with a sense of wonder, with that little voice that says, I wonder what would happen if... Even something as simple as trying a new recipe, reading a different kind of book, or taking a walk in a new neighborhood can light that spark. And once it's lit, you'll find yourself looking at the world with fresh eyes. That's not just invigorating, it's protective. It helps ward off depression, isolation, and cognitive decline. Curiosity, it turns out, is a kind of superpower for the aging mind. So now we've talked about sleep, strength, purpose, balance, mindset, and more. But what ties it all together? What's the thread that runs through every one of these signs? It's choice. You may not be able to control every aspect of aging. None of us can. But you can choose how you respond. You can choose how you care for your body, how you feed your mind, how you open your heart. And those choices, they build, they stack. They add up to more than just days. They create vitality, joy, and resilience. And even if you've made choices in the past you regret, even if you feel like you've wasted time or fallen off track, that doesn't disqualify you. It qualifies you. It means you've lived, learned, and grown. The most inspiring stories don't come from perfection. They come from persistence. So if today is the day you decide to walk around the block or drink more water or call a loved one, then today is the day you just added a little more life to your years, and maybe even a few more years to your life. So, here we are. We've walked through some powerful insights together, signs backed by science that don't just hint at how long you might live, but how fully and richly you can live the years ahead. And maybe, as you listened, something stirred inside you, a recognition, a realization, a quiet voice that said, "I can do this. I want more from my days. I'm not done yet." That voice. That's the beginning of everything, because longevity isn't about simply adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. It's about waking up in the morning with something to look forward to, someone to talk to, something to discover, some joy to feel. Even if it's as small as watching the birds from your window or enjoying a hot cup of tea, it's easy to believe that after a certain age, the best is behind us. That life slows down, narrows, or somehow becomes less meaningful. But you know what the science says? It disagrees strongly. Because what researchers are finding, and what many people over 70 are proving every day, is that purpose, growth, connection, and health aren't limited by age. They're fueled by it. You've got wisdom. You've got stories. You've got resilience that only comes from having lived through heartbreaks, triumphs, ordinary days, and extraordinary ones. And all of that matters. It shapes how you show up in the world now, and how the world shows up for you. So if there's one message I want you to take from this, it's that you're not at the end of the road. You're just at a different chapter. And this chapter, it can be one of the richest, deepest, most rewarding ones yet. Maybe you've been feeling a little stuck lately. Maybe your body isn't cooperating the way it used to. Or maybe you've been carrying around worries about your health, your family, your future. If so, let this be the moment you exhale. Let this be your reminder that small shifts can lead to big changes, that each step, literally and figuratively, counts. Choosing to take better care of yourself doesn't mean you failed before. It means you're listening now. That's powerful. That's brave. And that's exactly what long life is made of. Moments when you choose yourself, your well-being, your joy, even if it's just in small ways. Drink a little more water today. Eat something green. Call your grandchild. Sit in the sun. Laugh. Stretch. Sleep. Write something down that made you smile. These are not little things. These are threads in the fabric of your longevity. And when you look back years from now, you'll see how they wove together into something beautiful. And one more thing. If this video made you think, feel, or smile, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. What part spoke to you most? Or tell me one small thing you're going to try this week to support your well-being. You never know who you might inspire just by sharing your experience. If you found this helpful, go ahead and click that like button. It helps others discover this video too, and who knows, it might just help someone else begin their own journey toward a longer, healthier life. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so we can keep having these conversations. There's so much more I want to share with you, because this channel, it's not just about facts and tips. It's about reminding you every step of the way that your story isn't over, that your presence matters, that your health is worth protecting, and that the future still holds so much beauty, connection, and possibility. So, here's to you, your strength, your kindness, your journey. Here's to the days ahead, filled with laughter, love, discovery, and maybe even a little dancing in the kitchen. You're not just aging, you're evolving. And as always, here's to living your best life. At any age.